Hi everyone, this is Kristen, and today I'm here with the LifeProof FRE Power for iPhone 6s Plus and iPhone 6 Plus. This is both a waterproof case, as you would expect from LifeProof, and a battery case, and it will double your battery capacity. However, it is just a really huge case, so do keep that in mind. So in terms of features, this is powered by a 3200 milliamp hour battery. It is submersible for up to 2 meters for 1 hour, sealed from dirt and dust, and closed to snow and ice, and will survive drops from 2 meters. So it's a tough case. It's a very serious case. However, as I said, it's a large case. There's really no way of getting around that. And also, because it's a battery case, it's relatively heavy. So looking at it here on my iPhone 6s Plus, it's really not fair to compare it to something like the Apple leather case, which has no battery or waterproof features. However, I'm going to do so anyway, just to give you an idea of size, and yeah, it's really pretty big. A fairer comparison might be to another battery case. This is the PhoneSuit Elite 6 Pro, and as you can see, it's big, but it's still not as big as the LifeProof FRE Power. And if you were to compare it in size to the LifeProof Free, there, and here is the LifeProof Nude. So be aware that it's a large case and it's also a relatively heavy case. And if you need both a battery case and a waterproof case all in one, then I think it's great and it does a great job. But I think a lot of people may not need all of those features all in one case. Removing this from your iPhone 6s Plus is relatively easy. You just take this bit open, and then you can use a key or you can just use your nails, honestly, and start pulling it open. I really like it. It's very similar to the way the Free goes on, and the Nude. This is not a difficult thing to get on and off your phone, which is appreciated because some waterproof cases feel like they're going to break your nails. So just taking it off, very easy, and then you just slide this bit out. Putting it in, it's basically just the same thing in reverse. You want to make sure, obviously, that your phone is very clean before you do this, because if your phone is not clean, you could have the hazard of possibly scratching your phone, and you could also, if there's dirt and dust caught in the seals here, you might also end up flooding your phone because the waterproof seals would fail. Speaking of waterproofness, though, in the waterproof test, everything went perfectly fine with this case. I don't have any issues with its waterproofness. I did not drop test it because that's not something that I do, but it is, as I said at the beginning, rated for a 2-meter drop. You just click it all into place, and then you're good to go. Looking at the fit of the Free Power on my iPhone 6s Plus, note that we have a very nice high lip on here. This should be very protective in the event of a fall. In general, this seems like a very protective case. Getting to your ports, obviously, they are covered. Opening this one up here, instead of a lightning port, of course, you have a micro USB. This does support pass-through charging, so when you charge the battery case with the phone inside, first it will charge your phone and then it will charge the battery, so that's really quite convenient. In order to access your headphone jack, you have to first unscrew the port cover. This is a little bit fiddly, but it works okay. And then once you look at it, you can see that it's really pretty small. This is not going to fit very many types of headphones. Fortunately, this does come with a headphone extender cable, so you can use that if need be. Going around the side of the case here, I'm a fan of these little accent points that we have here, this lighter blue color. It's nice. These do set off the case a little bit and make it look slightly less huge. Volume up and down buttons work fine, but they are stiff. Definitely stiffer than on the other LifeProof cases that I have tested. However, the mute switch, which is often a misery on this type of case, is actually very responsive, very nice. Top is obviously covered. Going around here to the other side. Power button, again, works fine, but is quite stiff. Looking at the back of the case, you can see that the camera opening and flash are rather deeply inset. However, there's no issue with flash photography. Everything works fine. Just be sure to keep this area nice and clean. We have some LifeProof branding here. Other than that, the back of it is quite clean. Going down here to the bottom, you can see that we have our battery control center. Basically, that's just this button plus a little LED readout here. As I said before, this case essentially doubles the battery life of your iPhone 6s Plus. So for example, if you before had about 14 hours of battery life with your iPhone 6s Plus, this will give you 28 hours of battery life with your iPhone 6s Plus. In order to access it, basically what you have are 3 commands. If you press it just once, it will show you the battery charge. This 4 bars is full. If you press and hold for 1 to 3 seconds and let go, it will turn on battery charging. And if you press and hold again for 1 to 3 seconds, and that should have turned it off. Let's just check here. And yes, we are now off. Audio quality is often an issue with waterproof cases, and the FRE Power is okay in this, but certainly not outstanding. Music is okay. Incoming call quality is fine, but I have had several instances where people have asked me to repeat myself. So I don't think that your outgoing quality is all that great. It seems better on speaker than it does off of speaker, interestingly. If you are a person who likes speakerphone like me, then that's a good thing. But if you're not a fan of speakerphone, then that is definitely going to be a little bit of an issue for you. I'm sure that a Bluetooth headset would also work very well with this. In terms of screen quality, well, I think that this is an area that the FRE Power does really well in. This is really pretty much the same as the Free in terms of its screen. So there is a little bit of an issue with rainbowing. If I hold the phone like this, you can see that we have a small issue of rainbowing with this. The rainbowing comes and goes. It depends on humidity, I think, and other factors. It tends to set in after you've had the case on for a while. I've heard that there's some sort of a fix with talcum powder, but I've never actually tried that. That sounds like you're going to get micro scratches to me. But in terms of usage, I think that it is really very good. It is not a crystal clear screen. If you look really closely, you can see little teeny tiny dots, a little bit of pixelation with it. However, there is no feeling of hollowness when you type. Everything is really very bright and nice looking. It's smearier than a glass screen, that's for sure. But overall, I find it very non-irritating to use. So to me, that's really actually one of the best parts about the FRE Power, is that you really don't so much notice you're using a waterproof phone case or a battery case when you are doing your typing or texting or looking at stuff on the web. It's just when you pick it up and try to put it in your pocket or your purse, or you're talking to someone on the phone and they can't hear you so well, that's the areas where it shines less. Again, this product is the LifeProof FRE Power. It retails for $149.99 and is available directly from LifeProof as well as from other retailers, available in both blue and black. Many thanks to LifeProof for sending me out this sample to review. If you have any questions about this product, please feel free to put them in the comments below and I will do my best to address them. And if you are interested in subscribing to my channel, please consider it. I do try to put out 2 to 3 videos a week on accessories for iPhone 6s Plus, iPhone SE, and iPad Air 2, and soon iPhone 7 Plus. And I would love to have your support. Again, this is Kristen with the LifeProof FRE Power for iPhone 6s Plus and iPhone 6 Plus. Have a fantastic day.